We had
have that like yourself. So is that? That's August to the Bahamas.
yeah.
I think maybe it's from they had to give us a ship actually, but the kids loved it. I was thinking that they could cost it and everything.
It's great. I mean,
They just loved it. So I would go. Don't get me on a cruise.
style.
So this was his last time getting to go to. Did he have a blast?
Yeah, you really see it. Yeah.
Yeah. How you been?
I've been.
So fun. You looked amazing. Like you had a balcony. That's so nice. I've only been on one cruise. Well, and on my cruise, I won a free cruise. So I just did the same thing. But I was like a poor college student, so we just had like an indoor. Luckily, I have like no claustrophobia or anything like that. But if I went on one now, I would definitely get like a balcony.
We did that for our 1 year It was enough to go to the beach.
Hey, how are you, Dave?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a casino.
Today I was pleased with
I've heard too
UConn.
many stories about
But
cruises.
I'm mistaken.
Good.
Yeah.
Good heavens, I
I'm
was
not
really
controlled.
surprised.
Yeah.
How handily-
We did just decide on our next year's vacation. We picked up a hat where we were going to go. We're going to do London and Scotland.
Oh, she's wonderful. Did you catch any of her speech out against the Aces? She did. She did. There's some.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Boy, did she ever.
She's good.
Yes, please, Rita. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I heard you read all this stuff this weekend.
This evening?
Big agenda. I looked at it.
So it actually was the only times I've ever been there. It's been stifling or beyond stifling.
Not just.
No, not just him, but
So hot.
The chief emailed me back. Basically,
Instead of it going out, because I don't have access to the parent.
Okay, so I'd like to call to order the Merrimack Valley School Board meeting for May 5th, 2025. And Kristen, if you could call the roll call?
Tracy Bricky,
Yeah, here.
Sally Hurst Dickinson,
She is excused absence.
Julia Jones,
Here.
Melissa Muzzy.
I haven't heard from her. I assume she'll be here.
Okay. Jessica Wheeler Russell. Here. Laura Vincent.
Here.
David Nesbitt.
Here.
Stacy Jarvis. Here. Lorna Carla.
Here.
Pablo Liberty.
Here.
Did you? Oh, this, I don't know why we couldn't get it to not. Thank you. So minutes of the previous board meeting in your packet. Any corrections, anything that people needed to say? Sally did, that's okay. Sally did not give me any corrections, any grammar corrections as of yet. So when I get them, I'll send them to you, Kristen. And I did send you last month's, yeah. And so everything, anybody want to make a motion? David, thank you. Motion to approve the minutes from last month's meeting. Thank you, Julia. Seconded by Julia. Oh, that's why Bill stood up.
Yeah, I was gonna say we didn't.
Okay, so I did it a little bit different today, Bill. All those in favor of the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Okay, so if you could please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Bill, could you lead us? To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mm-hmm. Thanks, you're the best. First is public comment about agenda items. Anybody have any public comment about the items on the agenda? Okay, then. Next, the finance report. Oh,
Thank you. In your packet is the finance report. I added the couple of changes that were suggested, noting up top about the highlighted areas. There were over 2,500. I also put some comments where appropriate for any of those function totals that were overspent. I'm happy to try to answer any questions.
I have one. Hello, there we go. I will just get rid of here. Okay, so first off, I think the notes are great. It was very helpful. Thank you for adding that. I had a question about the 2620 function overage versus overtime and summer work. I was wondering what, I know that we do, like, can you just elaborate on like what the overtime, like what might have caused the overtime a little, like, just look curious about that.
Yeah, and I can say that, looking ahead to this summer, we've already tried to find ways of exactly how many people. We had some of the bigger projects and things like that. So we had quite a bit of summer help, and that line was overspent from that time. And again, we took a look at that, and I think you can see if you look up that column a little bit, it's primarily under salaries. The rest of the things kind of mitigate that to some degree, but the salaries were definite overage, and Fred's been working real hard to keep that under as we look ahead to this coming summer to make sure that we're hiring, even though we may have to pull folks from one job to go to of it to try to keep that line under.
Awesome. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? Lorna?
Just for clarification on the. Usually I'm loud enough.
Just,
I think it's,
just close.
is it on? Okay. So on the 27, 22, it just, what is the insurance and telecommunications part
Yeah,
of the
Yeah, that's
transportation?
actually not a good title. I meant to change that in this month's report. In the 500 object. Yeah.
555.
Um,
So that would be 27, 22.
yeah, well, it shows up as telecommunications, but that's not a real appropriate. Okay.
Lorna, can we look that up and get back to you?
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else? Action is required. No, I'm not saying action is required for you, Lorna. No, I'm not waiting for you. Lorna was willing to wait.
I'll make a motion to accept the report.
A second.
Thank you. Stacy seconded that. All those in favor of the financial report, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Good. The next on the agenda is the good news, and there was some great good news in the digital packet. I'm having trouble with my words today, sorry. And anybody have anything else they'd like to say about good news before we go to, we have a couple of presentations. Okay. So first on the list, we are going to, it's actually under new business on the agenda, and that is our Life Vac donation, and that is Michelle Salvatore and Kurt Lasky. So if you could give them a microphone, that'd be great. Thank you, guys.
Hi, we're from the American Legion in Pennacook. This is Amanda Kurt Lasky. I'm Children and Youth Officer. There was a choking incident on a bus in Manchester not long ago, so we decided to buy life vacs for the school buses. And we're donating 10 of them. We'll give training if they need it.
You want to talk about like what Life Vac is?
Okay, we can take it out. So it's a choking machine, and you put it over a child or an adult's mouth, and you push it in really hard, and it pops it right out. They work very good. I have one. I run a daycare. I have it at my house. If they have to use it on a child or an adult, you send in the paperwork, and you get a whole new kit free for life. So we're donating 10 of those today. To go on some of the school buses.
So on behalf of Pennacook American Legion, hopefully you don't have to use these, but there we go. I noticed somebody had a camera here. Would you like to?
I have. I would like to take a picture.
Actually, you need to be in the picture too, don't you? You got your camera?
He's getting dragged.
Who's gonna demo it?
You want to check?
I'll tell you.
Noel.
Yeah.
Thank you.
mother needs some of those. Say, Mom, I got you this life jacket.
I can't walk into
Yeah, well, neither can I. No, they're tough.
And I do have an answer too.
Thank you. Randy has a new.
If we can just jump in before the good stuff, and I'll jump back to Lauren's question. The 500 function that's listed under 2722 object rather is for out of district transportation and transient transportation. So it's homeless and out of district.
Wow, okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so next on the agenda is Pennacook Elementary School.
Get a different one. Did Fred give me that one? The Dutch?
Sure.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jennifer Moore, and I am the principal of Pennacook Elementary School. Thank you for having us. I am accompanied by Zach Stevenson, who is our assistant principal and our Title I LEA. Tonight, we're here just to talk to you a little bit about how we've been engaging families at Pennacook Elementary School. We're trying to get families into the building as much as we can. And we're also going to share with you a little bit about our push-in model, which we just started this school year. So I'm going to hand it over to Zach, who will fill you in on
Hi, everybody, and thank you to the board for hearing us tonight. Nice to be in front of you. I do want to apologize. PES did not make it to the good news this week in your packet. I dropped the ball.
We're here sharing our good.
Yeah, there was some good stuff in there. So if you're interested, I do post this more on our Facebook page. You can check it out there. So I just want to talk a little bit about family engagement and really what that means. With our purpose of family engagement is to bring parents, families, students from our community into our school after hours to see all the amazing work that we're doing, and really to see what our curriculum is. What are the students engaged in? What are they learning in the 21st century? By doing this, it really creates a warm, welcoming environment that people feel that they belong in. And we've had amazing feedback from these, which we'll go over. This is my first year at Pennacook Elementary School, so I have heard great things about the past, but our numbers have increased since last year as well. So I'm going to go over a few of our, biggest nights that we've had. Some of you have been to these nights. So in November, we had our STEAM night. Last year, this was catered to our grades 3 through 5 students. This year it was our K through 2. We had 249 participants, which is a very large number. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with events like this, but it's a packed house. And as you see here, this was the map of our school, and they would basically check off when they went through these different pieces. So there's science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics throughout the building. There's different tasks, skill building, and some fun stuff as well. And it's just a really fun event to see people happy in learning. The kids are just truly engaged. Not a phone in sight unless you're taking pictures. It's something that you don't see anymore. There's a couple of pictures here added. You can see those smiling faces. That's Mia there in the bottom, holding a stop sign on parent drop off. But we have these different strategic games. They're building chickens and different animals, balloons. They were doing this balancing game in the middle picture there with these balls, teamwork. So just a lot of different engaging activities that was pretty phenomenal to see. One of our biggest hits was our escape game night, which is basically a large escape. You might have saw it was featured in the monitor as well. This is a night where last year they used the zoo, so it was different, like Animal Kingdom. This year, Mario. Super Mario was a huge hit over the year. So as students came into and students and families came into our library, they were given a map, they were given instructions, and they're also given blacklight reader. And there was different codes, like cues and codes throughout our school that had to like with riddles, all Super Mario related. And they had to basically go through each of these Mario kingdoms to get reach the final stage, which was this race on the what do you call those? Like the four-wheel things you have at PE, the scooter boards, yeah, and like I was in a Bowser outfit on that thing, ripping around. Mrs. Kennedy back there, Miss Kennedy was also, I think, succeeding in that. It was just a very fun night to see. And like I said, it's packed. I mean, every single room in that school is flooded with people right up until 6:30 at night. And we had about 202 participants at that event. Again, this is grades 3 through 5 only. We could not have the whole school; it'd just be too much. You're thinking 500 to 600 people in the building at once, which is a little unmanageable. Here's some more photos there just to look at. This is where you'd enter. So under the tent, there was some support, and the maps were over to the that on the bottom left there. We can see the picture of the kids were getting these like game pieces to play with. A lot of time went into like our Title I team is phenomenal. It's made up of 3 people who are reading specialists. I wish they were here because they deserve all the credit in the world. I basically provide them with the funds through grants and they go crazy. So yeah, that's our escape to game night. And then recently we had our paint night, which is limited to about 50 or so participants. We did go over this year's 55. And they painted this mural of a, what would you call it? Cuckoo bird, which Jen did make a beautiful one that's hanging in our school now. But it's basically a directed painting activity, like a guided painting, where all people, no matter what your skill level is of painting, can succeed. And this year, you'll see on the left there was the first annual community mural, which is still being worked on right now, which will be displayed in our school, which had almost all attendees incorporating their skill onto that mural, and then students will finish it. I'm hoping that will be a tradition we can continue over the years and really fill our school with a lot of color and joy. As you know, a lot of schools sometimes have the white walls, and it's not always the most colorful place. So this will really help bring it to life. And then the last thing I just wanted to touch on was we're rolling this out as we speak. There are 10 backpacks in our library that are available to check out, and they have various math, art, literacy games, problem-solving puzzles that students can bring home with their families and engage in that way. They're all analog, not digital, so it's really bring that community piece back together. And it's like I said, it's a checkout, so the students will come into the library and check that out and return it within a week. This is the first year they've done that, so I'm not really sure how it's going to be received, but hopefully it's pretty awesome. Here's just some quotes from we sent out a survey and we looked for a lot of parent feedback into what we do with Title I family engagement events. Without the feedback, it wouldn't be possible. I'm not going to read through them all, but really people are just proud of our school for seeing this engagement. They're blown away by like the creativity and how unique it is for kids to really engage in things. And engaging students of all different levels of learning. You don't have to be, a top tier student to succeed in these events. It could really be anybody. So we're just trying to bridge that gap because we're seeing, I think when COVID happened, we saw a real disconnect between families and schools. And this is just really trying to bring that back. It's something we're very proud of at the moment. I'm going to turn it over to Jen to talk a little bit about the push-in model that we have.
Yeah, I just want to talk to you a little bit about this. I'm not going to take up much more of your time, but we at Pennacook Elementary School used to do a pull-out model for our reading intervention. Basically, any students who are needing support in the area of reading to get them back up to grade level, we would have those students pulled out during a specific RTI time. They would be working with an interventionist, and we would hope that they would gain those skills and then go back to the classroom and we would see the results in the classroom. But we really we really were doing some work and looking at different models, and the push-in model is something that we decided to go with this year. We were able to leverage Title I funds to get another interventionist, so now that we have three. So we have three classrooms per grade level, so we're able to have one interventionist in each classroom during that RTI time, which has been just so helpful. And the nice thing about it is that we are able to students are able to remain within their classroom. We're able to be more inclusive in that way. There's less of a stigma of needing to get help. Those students are able to just be in the classroom, and they're working in a group just like everybody else is. We have stations in the classrooms, so some are working with the classroom teacher, other students are working with the interventionists. The interventionists and the classroom teachers know exactly who needs the support, and they're working on those skills, but within the classroom setting. And we have seen a lot of growth in that, and we are targeting grades K through 2. And in the past, we were spreading ourselves over K through 5, and we're really hoping that by targeting grades K through 2, we will see the benefits. We'll reap the benefits in the upper elementaries, and maybe we won't have as many students needing interventions in the upper elementary. Maybe our special ed numbers will decrease because they're getting that early intervention. So we're really working to do that, and we're hoping that the data that we are seeing from this is really, we're going to be able to see that in our numbers. So that is something that we're going to be paying special attention to. But this is just another way that we're just trying to really increase student achievement overall. So that's basically all we have. If you have any questions or not, that's great too. Tom.
Yes, first of all, thank you. This sounds really good. And I appreciate your effort and all your research that you've done and tracking the data. I do have two questions. Are the interventionists certified teachers?
They are.
Okay. Does that change the role of reading specialist at all in the building?
So we have reading interventionists. We do not have a ELA specialist that supports us district-wide, but we have just our reading interventionists. One of them is a reading specialist. That's her but they all do the same thing. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Thank you very much.
So, I'm there. Okay. Next on the agenda is non-public session. We are going to go into non-public session under RSA 91-A:3-II, B and C. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Want to call the roll? Yes.
Challenger Dickinson is absent. Jones?
Yes.
Melissa Muzzy?
Yes.
Jessica Wheeler Russell?
Yes.
Laura Vincent?
Yes.
David Nesbitt?
Yes.
Stacey Jarvis?
Yeah.
Mona Carlisle?
Yes.
Tom Lugerby?
Yes.
So we are going to go into non-public now. So if you could wait in the hallway, we do have, we will be taking action upon returning to public session. So who is
It wasn't my day. It was like, oh, wait a minute.
Right now. Thank you.
For those of you listening at home, we are going to cut this